Hello again, this is Nikita, and now I'm going to play against Stockfish 2. In this game I'll use a bit different strategy. In this game my strategy will be waiting for my opponent to do mistake. I'm not going to run for attack. I'll just wait until my opponent does any blunder or any mistake or maybe inaccuracy, and then I'll try to punish this blunder, inaccuracy or mistake until I get material advantage. So in business or in corporate world, this strategy is also often used. Some companies know that they have competitors on market and they have really great product on market as well, but they do not blindly release it to the big audience. They just observe and look how other companies release their own products and what mistakes they do, and then they improve their products by adding some features or analyzing the customers' reviews from competitors. And then once the product is completely developed, knowing that what really customers need, then release the version that explodes the market. So the similar strategy I'm going to translate to chess. I'll just play some reasonable moves. I'll be waiting and see what my opponent does, and then I'll try to build on that. Okay, Stockfish level 2. Let's start. I'll just play the same move as against Stockfish 1, pawn on e4, and see what my opponents will do. Opponents replies with pawn on e5, a very reasonable and standard move for the opening. I'm going to start developing my pieces, my light pieces. Knight goes on f3 first. My opponent does the same, so we now both attack each other's pawn, but as I said, I'm not going to attack it. I'm just going to wait until my opponent does something illogical or weird. So obviously it's a threat for me and I need to respond to the threat. I'm going to protect my pawn in the center with another bishop on c3. Okay, now my opponent plays absolutely symmetrical way. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm just waiting. I do another protection on d3. Now it's attacking move. So my opponent wants to attack the center, wants to be in the center of the street, as in the previous game I explained. It's very important to be in the center, to be visible and to control the center, to get more customers and to sell your product better. In this case, I can respond to that. I can take with knight, I can ignore it. If I ignore it, then my knight will be under attack. So I would probably prefer to take it, because I don't want this pawn to be attacking my knight in the future, so just take it. Okay, knight takes. Now knight of my opponent attacks my knight. I can take it, then the queen comes to the center. Another option that I have, I can protect my knight with the bishop. That will be end protection and development. If I move the black bishop on c2, to me both options work. So according to my strategy, I'll be playing more waiting strategy, so I play supporting move, bishop on c2. I'll let my opponent be with his knight in the center. Okay, there is nothing much changed. So I'm going to prepare for the castling. I'm going to develop another bishop. I put another bishop on f2. I'm ready for castling. Now knight of my opponent goes on b4. Are there any threats? This is my question. Not really, and it's not really good when two knights stay in this position like you see, when black knight, one of the black knights supports another black knight, especially in the beginning of the game, because they literally occupy each other's place for if they need to go back. There is one square already occupied. So this knight here is not a danger, but let me just put my pawn on a3 and ask him politely to go out from this area. This is my territory. I don't want you to be in this square. So my opponent attacks my knight instead. So I can take and open my logistics team, my rook. Knight takes, I take with the bishop. My bishop is getting developed, so probably it's not a bad idea just to trade these knights. So I take it and open my rook. Pawn takes, I take. I win one pawn. Now opponent takes my pawn with his bishop, and now I am ready to castle to protect my CEO of the company in this game. It's very important to protect him and to let him play a big role only at the end of the game. So knight goes back, which is a bit passive move for my opponent. The bishop is not supported by any other piece, and I can think about attacking this bishop with my rook, but then pawn can come and protect it. What else I can do? I can pin this knight with my rook on e1, and then with another move I can try to attack this knight with my knight. So as I'm playing waiting strategy, I can just open a window so my CEO can breathe for now. The heavy piece goes to the game, which basically gives me a chance to ask this person to go. If I move my knight on e4, first of all I put my knight in the center, which is good. It's good to occupy the center. It will attack the heaviest piece of my opponent. At the same time it will attack the bishop of my opponent with my bishop, and that will be kind of a threat, and it will be respond to the kind of inaccurate move from my opponent's side. Okay, this is the obvious blunder from my opponent. It left his bishop unattended. There is no support, and if there is no support I can just take it, but at the same time I need to watch out what my opponent wants to do. If my opponent takes the pawn with his bishop, sacrificing his bishop, I cannot take with my pawn. However, my pawn on g2 is also protected by my bishop, so in this position I will just punish the mistake of my opponent and take the free bishop. This is another mistake from my opponent. It gives me the pawn now, also for free. I can just take it with my rook. I already have material advantage, and since I have material advantage, now my strategy turns from waiting to trading. I don't need to wait anymore. I can just trade everything else that left on the board. At the end of the game I will be with at least one extra piece, and it will be easier for me to win the end game. So Why don't I just take this free pawn with my rook? Okay, my opponents play against very weird moves. It gives me rook for free. Thank you very much. It's not really free, I just trade my rook with this rook, but since I already have material advantage, any trade is favorable for me. So thank you, I take your rook. Okay, rooks traded, so heavy piece traded. It would be good for me if I trade the queens as well, because queen is the heavy piece, but this position I cannot do it right now. But I can trade my bishop with the knight. Again, I'm +4. I just do it. My opponent takes my knight with the king, which allows me now to bring my rook, my logistics team, to the game. Logistic team operates by straight lines. Everything is straight, vertical or horizontal. No weird moves like for knight. So I just bring my rook to the game at this point. Okay, so now if I move my knight any other place, that will be a check. So it's discovered check in chess language. So where can I put my knight? What's the best position to put my knight? That would be great if I can attack something also with my knight. But unfortunately I cannot attack the queen immediately. But I can attack it in a couple of moves, not in just one move. So I would just place it in the middle of the board. It's usually a good place for knight to be in the middle of the board. So that gives the check. Opponent protects, which is reasonable, but now I can trade knight with the bishop. Again, it's favorable for me. I can just trade it. Thank you. Opponent takes with the heaviest piece, which is obvious blunder. It would be better to take with the pawn, but in this position nothing can protect my opponent from losing. I just take this queen with my rook. Queen is much more expensive than rook, so it doesn't even take my rook, indicating that he is ready to resign. In this case I can just gather everything else that is left on the board. There is a free pawn hanging, I just go and take it. Opponent attacks my pawn on b2. I don't really care about it anymore. I'm just going to grab his material. It takes my pawn, that's totally fine. I take his pawn instead. I'm going to bring my queen to the game. I'm going to do a check. If there is a check, it's usually good to do check. There is another check that I can do, and finally there is a checkmate on g7. So that was an easy game as well, even for players who are not chess masters. Obviously Stockfish 1 and Stockfish 2 are super easy to play against. And as you see, my strategy was just to wait for my opponent to do mistake, which worked pretty well. Thank you.